Morning, folks. Bill Weimer here from Cruz'n Classics in Spare Lake, Iowa, Lake of Okoboji. I tell you, if you got some time, you should do a one-day trip, two-day trip. Come out to Iowa. You're never going to believe this area. You hear of Branson, you hear of Florida, Texas, but this is a most unique area to live, to raise a family. If you love lakes, love the trees this time of year, this is the time to come out and look. Or during the summertime, there's a lot of tourism going on. One of the fastest growing areas in the Midwest is tourism, next to Branson. Just a fun place to be. And of course, we're right here in Okoboji area. So stop and see us. So today we're going to go over some of the cars we have available here at Cruz'n Classics. We constantly change the inventory. We ship stuff all over the world. Today it's changed compared to what it was 5-6 years ago. And so we get a mixture of vehicles. We do mainly do the muscle car years, the 60s, the 70s, but we get into the 50s. I got a 49 DeSoto convertible coming in. I got a 66 Mustang convertible coming in, and we're going to show some other stuff we have available right now. Here's a 2002 35th anniversary. They built about 6,000 of these cars. Very limited production, 13,900 miles, came from a collector. He stepped up to a Nova. A lot of this stuff we buy privately, very few auctions, mainly privately or trades. Here's a 1970 Z28. This has been resto mod, ZZ4 motor, built 350 horse automatic. We do some of the modern muscle cars. Here's a 2008. It's an SRT8. It's got the Hemi, of course. It's got the functional ram air hood on it. Most of them had 5 speeds. This is a 6-speed, only 40,000 miles. It's a local unit we got from the gentleman. He went into a Porsche. Had to have something different, I guess, like everybody. Here's a beautiful 1972 Nova we just got in. It's a big block 396 factory air car. This car was, of course, completely restored probably 5-6 years ago. Interior, the paint, you can see is gorgeous on it. The suspension was done. It's not a factory 396, it was a 350 motor, but it's all done properly underneath the hood, just like it came out from the factory. There again, a little more modern muscle cars, you could say. Here's a 2004 SSR, fun car, basically a Corvette pickup when they build them. They build them about 5 years of very low production, about 8,000 total over about 5 years. This has the 5.3 300 horse motor in it. It's a power hardtop. Lift gate opens up, has the wood teak in the box all finished off, and of course the hardtop comes up, so one button controls all of it. Just a fun vehicle to drive and handle and enjoy. 15,000 miles on that is all it has. There again, a little more muscle in the newer stuff. Here's a 2008 Mustang GT 500. It's a Shelby. This has a supercharged 5.4 V8. They've tuned it a little bit with the bigger pulley on the supercharge and performance exhaust. It is a 6-speed. Factory is 500 horse. This is pushing about 560 on dyno. There again, a little more modern stuff underneath the hood. This is LS Swap, a 2013 6.2 motor with the overdrive transmission, just like the modern vehicles. It's a 66 GTO convertible. There again, 2013, this car was all blown apart, repainted, new powertrain, wheels and tires. Interior was done and stuff. Just a really sweet car, a lot of fun to drive. If you continue liking GTOs, how about a 68? This is a 400 V8. It's a matching block. When I'm saying matching block, we're talking about that's what the car came with from the factory. But since then, of course, it's got aluminum heads, aluminum intake, performance cam in it. It's a factory 4-speed, all new interior. We redid in our shop, and we'll be talking about that after a bit here. What we do here, besides just selling and trading vehicles, we do restorations too. But this car here, we have stereo system in it. We've got steering wheel, all new seats, headliner, wheels and tires, suspension. Something you can jump into it and enjoy and not have to invest money after the fact. We get some Corvettes. Here's a lineup of Corvettes we have. It's one of my favorite cars. This is 1990, very inexpensive convertible. It only has 50,000 miles. Older couple had it. We got this at $14,900. $15,000 to have fun in a Corvette. It's at the basement, I say, the values. And as everybody knows, when you start talking the older cars, they climb in price, and this will too. Here's a 75 Corvette. It's a T-top. This has very limited production L82. This one here we built original. There again, matching motor, matching transmission, but it's 10.5 to 1 pistons, 30 over, 4-barrel, of course, dual exhaust, all new interior. This thing's probably from the factory is around 200 horses, probably 350 horse with the 4-speed and a factory air car. How about a pace car? This is a 1986 replica. They built, 40-some for the track, Indy, and they sold about 6,000 to the one per dealership at the time for Chevrolet. This only has 37,000 miles. I personally own this car in the 2000s. I keep getting it back on trade. So very nice car. There again, very inexpensive convertible for under $15,000 with only 37,000 miles. This one here we just sold. This is a 67. Here's another one. You want to see the quality of work we did. This is all new paint. We changed the color. It was a red car. We completely blew this car apart. All new paint, updated motor in it. The houndstooth interior like they came out in the day. It's all new interior, headliner, carpet, everything, wheels, tires. This has got tubular suspension underneath it with the 400 turbo automatic transmission. It's just super nice car. Going to a collection. Gentleman buys a lot of cars for me. This is going to be part of his collection. Another one we just got in is a 69 Corvette. There again, you can see I like Corvettes. This is a convertible. It's got the soft top and the removable hard top. It's a 350 horse. There again, a matching numbers engine. Came out from the factory that way. 4-speed car, all new interior. Had some little bit of paint work here and there, but original color, original rally wheels, and factory side pipes. The side pipes alone, you're going to spend $4,000 to $5,000 today for that, and they're hard to come by. Here's one we just got in. We don't do much in the modern cars, but there was a lady that went into a nursing home, and we ended up buying the car from them. We still have people looking for these cars. It's a 2012, and we'll be talking about this in our video. 2012 Buick LaCrosse. It's a premier package with leather, dual power seats, windows locks. It's got the 3.6 V6. They get 30 miles a gallon with it. And it only has 70,000 miles on a 2012. Reasonable price, under $10,000. So we'll be talking more about that, some other cars we have available. Changes all the time. We enjoy changes. And of course, with the cars and everything else we do here, we've done some changes to the front of our showroom. We've got some paint work to do, but we added garage doors to the front. You can look inside. We'll show you some of the stuff we have inside. I enjoy neon and all the stuff that comes with it, the gas pumps, Coke machines, so forth. And of course we have Dunbarry and Franklin Mint collection I want to show you too that we have just got here in the last couple months. But this is probably the biggest change to the front of our showroom. We glassed it all in, garage doors open up. You can see the cars at night. It's all lit up inside. So if you, like I say, a field trip, come out, take a look at what we have available. You'll be surprised. A little small town, a little operation like this, what we have available. So come on inside. Here's our collection of Franklin Mints and Danbury, most of them Franklin Mints. Over 120 cars we just got this summer from a gentleman that was moving it from the area. Just a great selection of cars, the quality they make them, just enjoy them. If you look around our showroom, you can see all the neon. I constantly buy neon. I get a little carried away, my wife says, with the neon, but I enjoy it. So we just got some more neon in. We got a Dodge Plymouth one, and we got a Crown Standard Oil one just got in. So, and a Corvette, a couple other stuff. So that's just some of the things we have available here. We're not selling them, but we do have a large selection of cars to sell. Come on back here. We'll show you what we have, what we do every day in our shop here. Here's, for instance, here's a '68 Camaro that Roger been with me about 10 years. Been in the mechanics business all his life, and we got it from a family. We're finishing this thing up. This started out as a shell, and every nut and bolt is replaced in this car. I mean, this is basically going to be a new '68 Camaro. Big block, 396. Now we're doing some modern stuff, and we can do that to your car if you want to. This is ported injection, just like the newer cars. Doesn't have a carburetor on it. The old days, it's not the Holy Sniper. It's Edelbrock injection. All the wiring is new in this car. You'll have vintage air, 4-wheel disc brakes, power steering, power brakes. Of course, all the chrome underneath. The headers, all the exhaust is going to be stainless steel on it. When this thing was built, the whole front end's new. The roof panel, the floors was all redone. There again, bumpers, grills. Here we're putting the houndstooth interior in this car. Just got this back from the upholstery shop yesterday, matter of fact. We're doing a Touring kind of a resto mod, bucket seats in it. And we added a longer track for tall guys like me to get into it. We added tilt wheel with it. Like I say, power steering, power brakes. Anything that you can think of that you want to do your car, we can do it here at Cruz'n Classics. Here's another build. We're just about done with this one here. It takes, we can't stay on these cars. We get stuff sold, so we got to pull off of them, and we jump back on them when we had time. Here's a 454. It's Holley Sniper fuel injection. We added vintage air, 4-wheel disc brakes, power steering, power brakes, all new interior. We're going to be doing some paint work on it, suspension work. There again, headers, dual exhaust, anything you need to, we can do to your car. Here's a couple back here that we're finishing up with. Here's a 65 442. That car, we got it for a gentleman, had it shipped back to Iowa here, and he was going to have it built, and halfway process through the building it, he decided to sell it. So we ended up buying it. It's matching numbers again, like the motor came from the factory. It's been all gone through, it's fresh. It's factory air car. We ended up redoing the compressor, some lines, condenser, things like that, so the air conditioning works, but it's a factory setup. So we're getting ready to recharge this system. And back then it was R12, now it's 134, and we can retrofit for that. The interior was done years ago. The paint's excellent shape, wheels and tires. Here's a customer's vehicle. This is a 37 International. This has been a little tougher one to work on. You can't find parts. It's on a lot of this stuff. This thing did not have headlights in it, so we got a custom fit, the newer style LED lights we're going to add to this car, this pickup. It wasn't running. The carburetor we couldn't get a replacement carburetor, so we had to build an adapter for the carburetor to get a newer carburetor for it. The body's in excellent shape. It's been painted one time, and there's no tail lights and stuff. So we'll getting this ready for the customer to drive on a daily basis if he wants to. Here's another 442, 1967, a W30, which back in the 60s and 70s, of course, all the car companies fought against each other for muscle. This is what they call a ram air system. Pontiac had it, similar but different. And this was Pontiac or Oldsmobile's direction where they wanted to build the car for performance. And they did perform. They changed the cam, some other things inside the motor, but a very limited production car. Louvered hood is all factory setup on that. If you can find just the air cleaner, you're going to spend over $7,000 if you can find one. They're very, very hard to come by. There's no reproductions out there. Got some other cars on the other side here. You can see our neon. We've got there's some seats up there for another project, a 65 Olds we're going to be working on. We had that upholstery done. Here's another, we're just going to get started on it. 1972 Nova. It has Performance 350 in it. We'll be changing all this out. We chrome out the valve covers. We don't care for this style. So we'll be changing this. The motor's going to come out of it. We refresh the motor on it. This will have all new interior, Again, headliner, carpet, all the seats. This has been custom with the fender flares. We're going to put some bigger, wider tires in the back, kind of a race car look to it, but a nice solid car. And there again, some different seats were going to be added to this car. But there again, we can, if you're looking for putting disc brakes on, power steering on, vintage air, engine tune, or engine replacement, or build your original motor, we can do that here at Cruz'n Classics. Here's one we're finishing up with, 1967. Now this gentleman had spent in excess of $70,000, had it painted, had the powertrain. This is 6-liter fuel injected, newer style engine, came out of a 2012 Camaro, I believe it was, SS. It's got the air conditioning on it, but they never finished underneath. So we ended up putting a new floor in the back because it had some rust on it. We have a Bible of all the things that he's had spent on the car. Then we turned around, and once we received the car, we put all new interior in it. We're not finished with it, but the seats, carpet, door panels, headliner is all brand new. So there again, almost like buying a new car from 1960, 68, 67. Wheels and tires, suspension. You can kind of see we're not done in the back here, but our guys cut the floor out of the trunk, and we turn around and weld everything back in. Then we paint it black, and back in the day they had speckles, green speckles, and that's what it'll look like factory. New weather stripping on it, things like that will be added to it. So, and probably one there again. Everybody knows me, you know I like vets. Here's one that Hunter's. This is Jeff. He's been with us a short time. He's been around the business a long time, worked on a lot of cars. Roger, of course, been with me over 10 years. Hunter's been with me about 7 years. He started out washing cars and buffing cars. Now he's doing everything. Here's a 62 Corvette. Love these years. It did not have the factory engine in it, but this is what they call a period correct 1962 block. We had it built 30 over. It's got a nice cam in it. Back in the day, they didn't put power steering, they didn't put power brakes on it. With this, it's probably 350 horsepower. We added the power disc brakes in the front. We did the interior. Probably the biggest job we're doing is all the wiring. Back in the C1s, the first generations, all the wiring get brittle, and then the plastic comes off of it. Then you got an issue of fire. So this is going to be rewired from the front to back. We ordered all new wiring kit for it from GM. Has all the end connectors. They have what they call painless wiring, which is a lot tougher because they make them kind of universal, and you got to put all these ends on. This one here, you unbolt everything. It'll take us probably a couple days just to do this job itself. We'll redo the carpet in it. This will all be cleaned up in the back, all be painted, because the age, of course, it's not perfect, but you can see over here by the steering column, all the wires that goes in these cars. There's a lot of wires in it. But this will be all done. This is going to be a fun car. We have the original hubcaps and white wall tires. If that's when we decide to sell it, if that's the look you want, we like the resto look. I guess I do anyway. And it's a 4-speed car. I say so. It's got power disc brakes in the front, drums in the back. We rebuild all that. Fresh motor, all chromed out, and we can do that to your car too. So this is just some of the things we can do here at Cruz'n Classics. You know, we're booking into the winter right now for customer work. We've got a Chevelle coming in. We're putting a vinyl top on the car. We're putting all new chrome on the outside. It needs buffed really bad. It's been setting for about 15 years. So we'll cut that paint and rebuff it and bring the paint back fresh again. We got a 65 GTO. We're doing the same thing too. I've got a 67 Chevelle convertible that we've done work on 2 or 3 of their cars, and we're bringing that in probably in about 3 weeks. We're putting disc brakes on the car for them. Power disc brakes, it doesn't have it, so we update that stuff for the customers. So
Hi folks, I was just going to offer a tip for this time of year. You should be checking the antifreeze in your classic cars if they're going to be sitting all winter. Sometimes people have a mishap and they add a little water in the summertime because it overheated at a show and you forget about it and then you end up having problems. So it's a good time of year to check your antifreeze, and then you should be adding fuel stabilizer to the fuel. And it'll just make your car start up in the spring. So that was my tip.
Give us a call at 712-336-1193. We can come pick up your car and schedule it in and have it worked on. We'd be happy to do it. Of course, check our website, cruzinclassics.net or cruzi'n.net. A huge selection of cars. We usually have 30, 35 plus available. Some of this stuff is not online. We have it here in the shop that will be, of course, once they're done, we'll have for sale. We throw some spoilers out there once in a while and pop up with it, but the best way to do is give us a call, 712-336-1193. I'm sure we have something for you, or we can fix your car the way you want it and have the car that you enjoy. Thanks for watching.